Okay, picture this. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you've hit that wall, you know the one. Your focus is just gone, and the rest of your day feels like this impossible mountain to climb. You need a boost, and you need it now. But what's actually the best way to get one?
I mean, we've all been there. It doesn't matter if you're an ER doctor pulling a crazy long shift or you're in IT trying to keep everything online late at night. That feeling of just deep fatigue can be totally overwhelming. So the question is, what's the most effective way to fight it?
I know. You're probably thinking, wait, what? That sounds completely backward. Drink coffee and then immediately try to go to sleep? Well, it turns out this totally bizarre combination might just be one of the most powerful energy hacks science has ever stumbled upon. Let's dive in and break down how it works.
Now, when we're tired, most of us think, okay, a nap, that's the answer. But as you've probably experienced firsthand, not all naps are created equal. In fact, if you get it wrong, you can wake up feeling even worse than when you laid down.
Well, there's actually a name for that awful feeling, sleep inertia. Some people even call it sleep drunkenness. It's that groggy, fuzzy-headed state you're in when your alarm clock rips you out of a really deep sleep. Instead of feeling refreshed, you're just disoriented, maybe a little irritable, and your brain feels like it's stuck in first gear.
And the difference is pretty stark. You see, a short nap, we're talking under 20 minutes, keeps you in the lighter stages of sleep, so you wake up feeling pretty good. But if you push past that 30-minute mark, you run the risk of dropping into deep sleep. And that's exactly when that nasty sleep inertia kicks in. Plus, a long nap can mess with your sleep later that night.
So clearly, timing is everything. But what's the absolute perfect length for a nap? Well, lucky for us, a 2006 study from researchers Brooks and Lack decided to find the exact answer. They put a bunch of different nap lengths to the test to see which one was the real winner.
And the results were really fascinating. A 5-minute nap barely did anything. A 20-minute nap, yeah, that worked, but the benefits kind of took a while to kick in. But the 10-minute nap, that was the sweet spot. It gave people an immediate and a lasting boost in their alertness and their brain power.
That's it. That is the magic number, 10 minutes. It's just long enough to give you some real, tangible benefits, but it's short enough that you don't fall into that deep sleep trap. It's truly the sweet spot for getting back to peak performance.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The researchers themselves were crystal clear. The 10-minute nap was the undisputed champion. It improved pretty much everything they measured, from fatigue to mental sharpness, and, get this, those benefits lasted for hours.
Okay, so we've established that the 10-minute power nap is a total game changer. But what if we could make it even more powerful? Well, that's where we get to the next level, the caffeine nap.
And the method is almost ridiculously simple. Step 1, quickly drink a cup of coffee or something else with caffeine. Step 2, immediately lie down for that perfect 10 to 20-minute power nap. That's literally the whole thing.
And here's the really amazing part. This isn't just some quirky life hack somebody made up. The caffeine nap has been scientifically shown to be more effective at making you feel alert than just drinking coffee by itself or just taking a nap by itself.
But how is that even possible? I mean, why does this strange combination work so incredibly well? Well, the answer is all about a really simple chemical process that's happening inside your brain.
So, let's talk about a little chemical in your brain called adenosine. You can just think of it as your brain's drowsy chemical. The longer you're awake, the more this stuff builds up, and you guessed it, the more tired you feel. Okay, so here's where it gets brilliant. When you take a nap, your brain naturally starts to clear out that adenosine. It's like a mini cleanup crew. Now, caffeine works by blocking the very same spots that adenosine wants to attach to. And here's the key. It takes about 20 minutes for the caffeine you drink to really kick in. The timing is perfect. Your short nap clears out the drowsy chemical, creating open parking spots in your brain. And then, bam, just as you wake up, the caffeine arrives to slide into those empty spots, blocking any leftover adenosine from making you tired again. It's just a perfect 1-2 punch for your brain.
All right, you're convinced you want to try this. So let's just walk through a really simple, actionable checklist to make sure you nail it on your first try.
First up, the dose. You want about 100 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's roughly a standard cup of coffee. Second, the speed. Drink it fast. You want to start that 20-minute timer as soon as you can. Third, get to sleep right away for 10 to 20 minutes. And finally, and I cannot stress this enough, this is critical, set an alarm. You really do not want to oversleep and end up in that groggy, deep sleep trap.
Now, it is really important to remember this isn't a substitute for a good full night of sleep. Let's be real, nothing is. But for those times when a long day and not enough sleep are just unavoidable, it's an incredibly powerful tool to have in your back pocket to stay sharp and focused.
So now you know the science. You've got the playbook. The only question left is, the next time that afternoon slump hits you like a ton of bricks, are you ready to give this a try?